They called themselves the Children of the Maze, a civilization of astronomers, architects, and warriors. The Maya built cities that rose from the jungle like stone giants, pyramids aligned with the stars, temples echoing with the voices of gods. But then they vanished. Not in a single night, but in a slow, haunting silence. For centuries, their true origin was buried under layers of legend. Were they descendants of lost continents? Star travelers, as their myths suggest? Or simply farmers who mastered time itself? Now, in the heart of the Yucatán Peninsula, scientists have found something extraordinary: a fragment of ancient bone. Inside, DNA preserved for over 1,000 years. And what it reveals could rewrite everything we thought we knew about the Maya. Who were they, really? And where did they come from? The Maya civilization flourished between 2000 BCE and the arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century, covering an area of more than 150,000 square kilometers across modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. At their peak, they built vast cities like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza, urban centers teeming with tens of thousands of inhabitants, connected by intricate road networks and sustained by advanced agricultural systems. Their calendar rivaled the precision of modern astronomy. Their writing system was one of the most sophisticated in the ancient world, and their temples still dominate the jungle as reminders of a lost power. Yet, despite their monumental achievements, the origins of the Maya remained a puzzle. Archaeological evidence hinted at influences from distant lands, while genetic traces in surrounding populations suggested unexpected connections. The question lingered: did the Maya emerge solely from local roots, or were they shaped by migrations and contacts stretching across continents? The DNA recently uncovered may finally hold the answer. It began deep in the dense jungles of northern Guatemala, where ancient temples still sleep under thick layers of vegetation. Archaeologists working near the site of El Mirador, one of the oldest and largest Maya cities, were conducting a routine excavation when they uncovered a burial chamber sealed for over a millennium. Inside, amidst fragments of pottery and jade ornaments, lay the skeletal remains of an individual whose life had ended more than 1,000 years ago. What caught their attention was the state of preservation. The humid tropics usually destroy organic material quickly, but here, within a layer of mineral-rich soil, the bones had survived almost intact. One femur, in particular, showed remarkable density and protection from microbial decay. Carefully, scientists collected a small fragment, sealing it instantly to prevent contamination. At first, they had no idea that this simple bone would carry within it a genetic time capsule, one that could trace the footsteps of the Maya back to their most distant ancestors. The bone fragment was transported under strict security to a state-of-the-art genetics laboratory. Here, contamination is the enemy, and every movement takes place inside sterile, climate-controlled chambers. Scientists wore full protective suits, knowing that even a single modern cell could erase centuries of history. Using advanced sequencing techniques, they began the delicate process of extracting ancient DNA from the dense interior of the bone. But the task was far from easy. Tropical heat and humidity had damaged much of the genetic code, leaving it fragmented and incomplete. For weeks, researchers painstakingly reconstructed the sequences, comparing them to known genetic markers from populations across the Americas and beyond. Parallel teams of archaeologists pored over artifacts from the same site, searching for cultural clues that might match the genetic findings. The deeper the investigation went, the more anomalies appeared, patterns in the DNA that did not fully align with any single indigenous group known today. Something unexpected was emerging from the data. When the full genome reconstruction was finally complete, the results stunned the research team. The DNA showed a clear link to ancient populations of Mesoamerica, as expected, but hidden within the genetic code was a surprising signal. Markers tracing back to distant groups from South America's Andean highlands, and, even more unexpectedly, to coastal populations with genetic affinities resembling those found across the Pacific. This was not the profile of an isolated civilization. Instead, it suggested that the ancestors of the Maya were part of an ancient web of migration and trade stretching thousands of kilometers. Radiocarbon dating of the bone confirmed its antiquity, over 1,200 years old, while isotopic analysis of the teeth indicated that this individual had not been born in the Yucatan but had traveled there, possibly as part of a wave of migrants. The genetic proof was undeniable. The Maya's story was far more complex, woven from multiple origins, cultures, and journeys across vast landscapes and seas. With the genetic data as their map, scientists began piecing together the epic journey of the Maya's ancestors. It started thousands of years before their great cities rose, when small bands of travelers moved through river valleys, coastal routes, and dense forests. Some came from the south, carrying with them the agricultural knowledge of the Andes, potatoes, beans, and irrigation techniques. Others arrived from far-off Pacific shores, perhaps riding currents in sturdy canoes, bringing maritime skills and stories of lands beyond the horizon. These groups merged with local Mesoamerican populations, exchanging languages, rituals, and technologies. Over generations, a unique cultural fusion emerged, one that mastered astronomy, mathematics, and monumental architecture. By 250 CE, the foundations of the Maya civilization were set, built on the bloodlines and ideas of many peoples. Their temples were not just the product of one origin, but a living testament to centuries of movement, adaptation, and ambition that spanned continents and oceans. The discovery of this ancient DNA has done more than reveal the Maya's genetic roots. It has shattered the old image of a civilization born in isolation. Instead, it paints the Maya as heirs to a vast network of human movement, where ideas, technologies, and bloodlines flowed across mountains, jungles, and seas. Their pyramids now stand not only as monuments to their ingenuity, but also as silent witnesses to the journeys of countless ancestors whose paths converged in the heart of Mesoamerica. This revelation forces us to reconsider how civilizations rise, not from a single spark, but from the merging of many fires across time and space. And if the Maya's origins are this complex, what other secrets lie hidden in the DNA of ancient bones still buried beneath the earth? The past is speaking, and science is finally learning to listen. If you want more journeys into humanity's forgotten stories, subscribe, share, and join us as we uncover the mysteries that shaped our world.